The deep void of space rarely held surprises for the Galactic Exploration Council. Centuries of mapping, scanning, and cataloging had transformed the universe from a mysterious expanse into a well-documented network of civilizations, planetary systems, and scientific curiosities. Yet, on this particular mission, something felt different. Captain Zarak of the luminous expedition sat motionless in the command chamber, her multi-jointed appendages hovering above the holographic control interface. The survey vessel, a marvel of technological engineering, glided silently through the star-speckled darkness. Its advanced sensors probed the unremarkable blue-green planet that now filled the primary viewing screen. Preliminary scans are unusual, announced First Analyst Krell, his voice a mixture of confusion and growing intrigue. Holographic data streams danced around him, each line of information challenging their existing understanding of planetary development. The planet appeared primitive by most galactic standards. No massive energy signatures suggested advanced civilization. No uniform planetary communication networks were immediately visible. Yet something about the world defied their expectations. "Magnify Sector 7 Alpha," Zarak commanded, her translator rendering the instruction in multiple linguistic protocols. The holographic display zoomed, revealing a complex network of artificial satellites orbiting the planet. They were not uniform or systematically placed like those of most developing civilizations. Instead, they seemed almost chaotic, a random, yet intricate web of technological implementation. Krell's analysis continued. Multiple communication frequencies, diverse technological signatures, inconsistent but overlapping network systems. He paused, recalibrating the sensors. It's as if multiple technological eras are existing simultaneously. The ship's primary detection array began processing the planet's radio and digital transmissions. What started as a trickle quickly became a flood of information. Art, science, entertainment, philosophical discourse, mathematical equations, and cultural exchanges poured through their communication systems. "Impossible," whispered the ship's senior xenoanthropologist. "These transmissions suggest multiple developmental stages occurring concurrently." Standard galactic protocols demanded a methodical approach. Civilizations typically developed in linear progression, basic tools, then communication technologies, followed by unified planetary systems. This world demonstrated something entirely different, a chaotic, multidirectional approach to technological and cultural development. One transmission caught their attention. A global news broadcast discussing theoretical quantum computing alongside reports about agricultural innovations. Another channel showed complex mathematical discussions happening simultaneously with entertainment media. The range and depth of human communication were staggering. "They're not just developing," Krell observed. "They're exploring multiple technological and cultural paths simultaneously." The ship's historical database struggled to categorize what they were witnessing. Most developing civilizations showed clear, predictable patterns of growth. This planet, this Earth, presented a technological and cultural ecosystem that defied conventional understanding. Zarak leaned forward, her sensory tendrils vibrating with a sensation close to excitement. In her centuries of exploration, she had never encountered a civilization quite like this. The humans were not following any known developmental model. They were writing their own rules of progression. Satellite networks revealed another layer of complexity. Some technologies appeared almost primitively mechanical, while others suggested an understanding of scientific principles far beyond their apparent technological stage. Combustion engines existed alongside early quantum research facilities. Agricultural systems operated near advanced computational centers. "We need a comprehensive analysis," Zarak declared. "Everything we thought we understood about planetary development is being challenged." The ship's computer began compiling data. Each new piece of information added another layer of complexity to their understanding. Humans seemed to thrive on unpredictability, on pushing boundaries, on simultaneous exploration of multiple technological and cultural paths. As the initial scan concluded, one thing became abundantly clear. This was no ordinary developing world. This was something entirely unprecedented in galactic records. The luminous expedition had discovered something extraordinary, and the galaxy was about to be introduced to humanity, a species that would redefine everything they thought they knew about technological and cultural evolution. The first confirmation of extraterrestrial presence came through multiple channels simultaneously: a radio telescope in Chile, a satellite tracking station in Kazakhstan, and a research facility in Japan detected the alien vessel within moments of each other. What followed was not panic, but a remarkable display of global coordination that would forever change the galaxy's perception of humanity. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, lead scientist at the International Space Coordination Center, received the initial alert. Her fingers flew across holographic interfaces, connecting with global networks faster than most would consider possible. Within seconds, a secure communication channel opened, linking emergency response teams, scientific institutions, military command centers, and global leadership. "We have confirmed extraterrestrial presence in Earth orbit," she announced, her voice calm and precise. The statement triggered a meticulously prepared protocol that had been developed over decades of speculation and preparation. Around the world, seemingly disparate systems began to synchronize. Financial markets paused trading. Communication networks realigned. Satellite systems began a complex dance of repositioning and defensive configuration. What appeared chaotic to an outside observer was actually a carefully orchestrated global response. In Washington, Beijing, Moscow, New Delhi, and countless other capitals, leadership teams convened, not in fear, but with a calculated approach that reflected humanity's unique ability to transform an unprecedented challenge into an opportunity for collaboration and defense. The first global communication was perhaps the most surprising element. Instead of a military transmission or a political statement, it was a collaborative message crafted by a diverse team of scientists, diplomats, and communication experts. The transmission was simultaneously direct, diplomatic, and laden with an unmistakable undertone of preparedness. "We acknowledge your presence," the message began. "Our planet welcomes peaceful communication. We are prepared to engage in dialogue while maintaining our sovereign right to planetary defense." Orbital defense platforms, a project many had considered a theoretical exercise, began to materialize with remarkable speed. These were not uniform, predictable defensive systems, but a diverse network of technologies. Some platforms utilized cutting-edge laser defense systems, while others employed more unconventional approaches: electromagnetic pulse generators, adaptive shielding technologies, and even experimental quantum interference devices. Private space companies, government research institutions, and international collaborations worked in unprecedented harmony. Technologies that had been developed in isolation suddenly found purpose. A satellite communication system designed for rural internet access was rapidly modified into a global early warning network. An experimental energy research project transformed into a potential defensive shield generator. Military systems around the world activated, but not in the traditional sense of aggressive posturing. Instead, they formed a complex, adaptive network. Cybersecurity teams from different countries shared information in real time. Intelligence agencies set aside decades of mistrust to create a unified monitoring system. The alien vessel remained in orbit, likely processing the unprecedented global response. Humanity was demonstrating something far more complex than simple technological capability. They were showing an ability to adapt, collaborate, and respond with a unity that transcended traditional political and cultural boundaries. Scientific research facilities became nerve centers of global coordination. Universities opened emergency communication channels. Research teams that had been working on theoretical technologies suddenly found practical applications. A quantum computing project in Germany synchronized with an artificial intelligence research center in Japan. A climate engineering team in Brazil shared data with a deep space communication project in India. What the alien observers were witnessing was not just a planetary defense mechanism, but a living, breathing demonstration of human potential. Each system, each network, each individual was both independent and part of a greater whole. Dr. Rodriguez continued to coordinate, her team representing a microcosm of global collaboration. Researchers from 23 different countries worked side by side, their individual expertise combining into a comprehensive understanding of the unfolding situation. As hours passed, the initial surprise of the alien arrival transformed into a global moment of potential. Humanity was not just responding, they were preparing to engage, to learn, and to demonstrate their unique approach to the unknown. The message was clear, both in its explicit communication and its implicit demonstration. Humanity would meet this moment with intelligence, preparedness, and an unbreakable spirit of collective potential. The galaxy was about to learn that first contact was not just about technology. It was about adaptability, collaboration, and the remarkable human capacity to transform challenges into opportunities. Deep within the most advanced research facilities around the globe, scientists began a comprehensive analysis that would redefine the galaxy's understanding of human potential. The alien vessel's initial scans had barely scratched the surface of humanity's technological landscape, a complex ecosystem of innovation that defied traditional developmental models. Dr. Marcus Chen, a lead researcher at the International Collaborative Research Institute, stood before a holographic display that mapped humanity's technological diversity. Unlike the linear progression observed in most known civilizations, human technological development resembled a complex neural network, chaotic, interconnected, and unpredictably innovative. "Look at this," he explained to the international team of researchers. "We're not just developing technologies. We're creating entire ecosystems of innovation." The display showed remarkable contrasts. In one quadrant, advanced quantum computing research ran parallel to traditional engineering projects. A breakthrough in artificial intelligence development in a small laboratory in Sao Paulo could instantly inspire modifications in a robotics facility in Seoul. An open-source project developing sustainable energy solutions in Kenya might influence materials science research in Canada. The Internet, humanity's most powerful innovation, acted as a global brain of collective intelligence. It was more than a communication network. It was a living, breathing mechanism of knowledge transfer and collaborative innovation. Research that would have taken decades in previous scientific models could now be developed, critiqued, and refined within weeks. Preliminary alien analyses had categorized human technology as inconsistent and primitive. The truth was far more complex. Humans didn't follow a single technological path. They explored multiple avenues simultaneously, cross-pollinating ideas across disciplines and cultural boundaries. A researcher from Nigeria demonstrated a breakthrough in biomimetic engineering that drew inspiration from traditional ecological knowledge and cutting-edge computational modeling. Nearby, a team from Singapore showcased a communication protocol that merged artificial intelligence with complex linguistic algorithms, creating translation systems that could capture not just words, but cultural nuances. The most striking revelation was humanity's approach to technological challenges. Where most civilizations would specialize and focus, humans embraced complexity. A climate engineering project might involve marine biologists, computer scientists, indigenous knowledge keepers, and aerospace engineers, all working together with a fluidity that defied traditional scientific boundaries. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, who had been instrumental in the initial alien contact response, explained the phenomenon to her extraterrestrial observers. "We don't see technology as a linear progression," she said. "We see it as a living, adaptive ecosystem. Every challenge is an opportunity for collaborative innovation." Quantum research facilities demonstrated this approach most clearly. Theoretical physicists worked alongside engineers, artists, and computer scientists. A breakthrough in quantum entanglement might come from an unexpected collaboration, a discussion between a theoretical physicist and a musician exploring wave patterns. The alien research team began to understand that human potential couldn't be measured by traditional technological metrics. Their innovation wasn't about the most advanced single technology, but about the ability to create intricate, adaptive technological ecosystems. Open-source research platforms allowed for global collaboration that transcended traditional academic and national boundaries. A young researcher in a small university could contribute to a complex scientific project, their insights potentially revolutionizing entire fields of study. Medical research showed similar patterns of innovation. Treatments were developed by combining genetic research, artificial intelligence, traditional medical knowledge, and advanced computational modeling. A breakthrough in treating a rare genetic condition might emerge from a collaborative project involving researchers from 12 different countries. Space exploration technologies revealed another layer of human innovation. Unlike the hierarchical and rigidly structured space programs of other civilizations, human space research was a dynamic, collaborative endeavor. Private companies worked alongside government agencies, academic institutions, and international research teams. By the end of their comprehensive analysis, the alien research team realized they were witnessing something unprecedented. Humanity wasn't just developing technology, they were creating a living, adaptive technological ecosystem that could transform challenges into opportunities with remarkable speed and creativity. Dr. Chen smiled as he concluded the presentation. "We don't just solve problems," he said. "We reimagine what's possible." The galaxy was about to learn that human potential was not about individual technological achievements, but about the extraordinary capacity to innovate, collaborate, and transform. The first strike came without warning, a calculated assault designed to overwhelm and neutralize what the Galactic Confederation considered a potential threat. Their most advanced weapon systems approached Earth, confident in technologies that had subdued countless civilizations across multiple star systems. Admiral Kira of the Confederation's Second Pacification Fleet watched the tactical display with clinical detachment. Precision-guided energy weapons, quantum disruption arrays, and molecular destabilization fields represented the pinnacle of galactic military technology. Earth's defenses appeared primitive in comparison, a fact that would seal their fate. "Initiate primary suppression protocol," she commanded, her voice as cold as the void of space. What followed was anything but a predictable conquest. The first wave of energy weapons encountered an unexpected resistance. Earth's orbital defense platforms were not the static, predictable systems the Confederation had anticipated. They were dynamic, adaptive networks that responded to the incoming threat with a complexity that defied standard combat algorithms. Experimental electromagnetic pulse generators created localized interference fields. Quantum-entangled communication networks allowed for instantaneous strategic recalibration. Defensive systems that seemed unconnected moments before merged into a unified, intelligent response mechanism. Military command centers around the world activated with a speed and coordination that shocked the alien attackers. It wasn't just a planetary defense, it was a global immune response. Universities, research facilities, private technology companies, and government institutions synchronized their resources with surgical precision. A research team in Tokyo that had been developing advanced material sciences quickly adapted their work into defensive countermeasures. An artificial intelligence project in California transformed its predictive modeling into real-time strategic analysis. A quantum computing facility in Germany began generating defensive algorithms faster than the alien systems could adapt. The Confederation's weapon systems found themselves facing something entirely unexpected. Each time they adapted their attack, human defensive technologies shifted in response. It was like fighting a living, breathing organism rather than a static defensive network. Satellite systems became more than communication tools. They transformed into a global sensor network, each device contributing to a comprehensive understanding of the alien attack strategy. Commercial communication satellites, research platforms, and military reconnaissance systems merged into a unified intelligence gathering mechanism. Admiral Marcus Rodriguez, coordinating the global response, understood the critical nature of the moment. This was more than a military engagement. It was a demonstration of human potential. "We are not looking to escalate," he transmitted to the alien fleet, "but we will defend ourselves with every resource available." The alien attack began to falter. Precision-guided weapons found their targeting systems compromised. Molecular disruption fields encountered unexpected quantum interference. Energy weapons met adaptive shielding technologies that absorbed and redistributed their destructive potential. Most surprisingly, humans began to do something the Confederation had never encountered. They were not just defending, they were learning. Each alien weapon system became a source of scientific study. Research teams around the world began analyzing the incoming technologies, developing countermeasures and potential technological adaptations in real time. A breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A collaborative research project involving scientists from 16 different countries discovered a method to not just defend against the alien weapon systems, but to partially neutralize their fundamental operational principles. The Confederation fleet watched in growing disbelief as their most advanced technologies were systematically understood, countered, and potentially reverse-engineered within hours of first contact. 12 hours into the conflict, the alien fleet faced an impossible situation. Their attack had not only failed but had provided humanity with an unprecedented technological learning opportunity. What was meant to be a swift neutralization had transformed into a comprehensive demonstration of human adaptability. Admiral Kira's tactical display showed something she had never witnessed in centuries of galactic military operations. The attacked planet was not just surviving. It was evolving in response to the threat. As the remaining alien vessels retreated, a final transmission cut through their communication systems. It was not a threat, nor a declaration of victory. It was something far more profound. "We choose peace," the message read, "but we are prepared for anything." The galaxy would never be the same. The diplomatic summit convened in a neutral space station orbiting a distant nebula. Representatives from the Galactic Confederation surrounded a circular table that seemed to hover in midair, its holographic surface reflecting the complex political tensions of the moment. Dr. Elena Rodriguez led the human delegation. She was not a traditional diplomat, but a scientist with a deep understanding of global dynamics. Accompanying her was a team that defied conventional diplomatic expectations: a climate researcher from Brazil, a quantum physicist from India, a communication specialist from Kenya, and a conflict resolution expert from New Zealand. The Confederation's lead negotiator, Ambassador Zorlak, approached the meeting with a mixture of caution and calculated aggression. Their recent military failure had exposed vulnerabilities they had never anticipated. Humans had not just defended themselves, they had transformed a military engagement into a comprehensive learning experience. "We are here to understand," Elena began, her voice calm and measured. "Not to escalate, not to threaten, but to establish a framework of mutual understanding." The human delegation's approach was revolutionary. Instead of presenting military capabilities or making territorial demands, they offered a comprehensive overview of human potential. They shared insights into their approach to problem-solving, a method that embraced complexity, valued diverse perspectives, and saw challenges as opportunities for collaborative growth. A holographic display came to life, showing the intricate network of human innovation. It wasn't a presentation of weapons or technological superiority, but a map of human collaboration. Research projects that crossed national boundaries, technological innovations born from unexpected partnerships, and a global approach to addressing complex challenges. The Confederation representatives found themselves confronted with a civilization that defied their existing understanding of technological and social development. Humans were not a linear civilization to be categorized or controlled. They were a dynamic, adaptive system that transformed challenges into opportunities. "Our history is not a story of continuous progress," Elena explained. "It's a narrative of adaptation, of learning from failures, of finding creative solutions to seemingly impossible challenges." She shared glimpses of human history, periods of conflict transformed into moments of incredible innovation, environmental challenges that sparked global collaborative efforts, technological limitations that became catalysts for unprecedented creativity. The communication went beyond words. The human delegation demonstrated a profound understanding of the Confederation's own cultural nuances. Translation was not just about language, but about capturing the subtle emotional and contextual layers of communication. Ambassador Zorlak found himself challenged in ways he had never experienced. The humans were not seeking conquest or submission. They were offering a fundamentally different approach to interstellar relations, one based on mutual understanding, collaborative potential, and shared growth. A breakthrough came from an unexpected moment of vulnerability. Belina shared a story about a global medical research project that had solved a complex genetic disorder. The project had involved researchers from countries that had historically been in conflict, working together with a shared purpose. "We do not see differences as barriers," she explained. "We see them as opportunities for innovation." The Confederation delegation realized they were witnessing something unprecedented. Humans were not just presenting a diplomatic position. They were demonstrating an entirely new approach to interstellar relations, one that was adaptive, collaborative, and fundamentally optimistic. As the negotiations continued, the human delegation introduced a radical proposal. Instead of traditional diplomatic agreements, they suggested a framework for collaborative research, shared technological development, and mutual exploration. "We are not asking for your submission," Elena said. "We are offering partnership." The proposal was comprehensive yet flexible. It outlined potential areas of collaboration in scientific research, environmental sustainability, technological innovation, and cultural exchange. It was not a treaty, but an invitation to a new way of understanding interstellar relationships. Ambassador Zorlak found himself at a crossroads. The humans had transformed a potential conflict into an opportunity for mutual growth. They had demonstrated that power was not about domination, but about the capacity to understand, adapt, and collaborate. As the diplomatic session concluded, one thing became clear. Humanity was not just another civilization to be categorized or controlled. They were a dynamic force that would reshape the very understanding of interstellar relations. The galaxy was about to experience a fundamentally new approach to cooperation. The galactic broadcast began with an unexpected simplicity that immediately captured the attention of civilizations across multiple star systems. Instead of a military display or a technological showcase, humanity chose to share its most profound resource, its story. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood before a global audience, her presentation designed to reveal the essence of human potential. Behind her, a holographic display began to unfold, not a timeline of technological achievements, but a narrative of survival, adaptation, and collective growth. The first images showed Earth's most challenging moments: climate disasters that threatened global survival, economic collapses that pushed societies to the brink, conflicts that seemed insurmountable. But each challenge was accompanied by a story of human resilience, creativity, and collaborative problem-solving. A segment focused on environmental restoration revealed how global cooperation transformed seemingly impossible challenges. Researchers from countries with historical conflicts worked together to develop sustainable technologies. Communities that had once been divided now collaborated on reimagining their relationship with the planet. The broadcast demonstrated humanity's unique approach to challenges. Where other civilizations might have fractured, humans found ways to unite. A project to restore marine ecosystems involved indigenous knowledge keepers, marine biologists, local communities, and advanced technological researchers. Each group brought a unique perspective, creating solutions that transcended traditional scientific boundaries. Medical research segments showed breakthrough collaborative efforts. A treatment for a rare genetic disorder emerged from a project that connected researchers across 47 different countries. The solution came not from a single brilliant mind, but from a network of collaborative intelligence. Space exploration was presented not as a competition, but as a collective human endeavor. Private companies, government agencies, and international research institutions worked together, sharing resources, knowledge, and a collective vision of human potential. The most profound moments came from unexpected sources. A segment highlighted how artists, scientists, and community leaders collaborated to address complex social challenges. A urban redesign project in a struggling neighborhood involved architects, social workers, local residents, and environmental experts, creating solutions that went beyond traditional urban planning. Educational initiatives demonstrated another layer of human potential. Open-source learning platforms allowed a student in a remote village to access the same educational resources as someone in a major technological center. Knowledge was no longer a privilege, but a shared resource. The broadcast revealed humanity's most powerful characteristic: the ability to transform challenges into opportunities for collective growth. Each setback became a learning moment. Each conflict became a chance for creative problem-solving. A section on technological innovation showed how human progress was not linear, but adaptive. A breakthrough in quantum computing might emerge from a collaboration between a theoretical physicist and an artist exploring complex wave patterns. Traditional boundaries between disciplines became fluid, creative spaces of innovation. The most striking revelation was humanity's approach to diversity. Where other civilizations saw differences as barriers, humans saw them as sources of strength. Cultural, linguistic, and technological diversity became a catalyst for innovation rather than a source of conflict. Conflict resolution segments demonstrated a unique approach to understanding. Diplomatic solutions emerged not from positions of power, but from a genuine attempt to understand different perspectives. Negotiation was transformed from a zero-sum game into an opportunity for mutual growth. As the broadcast continued, the galactic audience began to understand something profound. Humanity was not just another civilization to be categorized or controlled. They were a dynamic, adaptive system that saw potential where others saw limitations. The final segment was a simple invitation, not a declaration of superiority, but a proposal for collaborative exploration. "We are here," the message read, "to learn, to grow, to explore together." Ambassador Zorlak and the Galactic Confederation representatives watched in growing understanding. This was not a presentation of technological might, but a comprehensive demonstration of human potential. The broadcast concluded with a message that would resonate across the galaxy. We are not defined by our technologies, our borders, or our past conflicts. We are defined by our capacity to understand, to adapt, and to grow together. The galaxy had received its most important message. Humanity had arrived, not as conquerors, but as potential partners in a grand, collective journey of discovery. The collaborative research station orbited a distant binary star system, a testament to the unprecedented partnership between human scientists and researchers from across the galaxy. What had begun as a tentative diplomatic exchange had transformed into a revolutionary approach to scientific exploration. Dr. Elena Rodriguez walked through the station's main research hub, marveling at the diversity surrounding her. Researchers from 12 different civilizations worked side by side, their communication devices seamlessly translating complex scientific concepts in real time. Holographic displays showed intricate research projects that defied traditional disciplinary boundaries. A breakthrough in quantum communication caught the attention of the entire station. A team composed of a human quantum physicist, a crystalline intelligence from the Luminous Nebula Consortium, and a biocomputational expert from the Zarian homeworlds had discovered a method of information transfer that could potentially revolutionize interstellar communication. "It's not about the individual breakthrough," explained Dr. Kai Nakamura, the human lead on the project. "It's about how different perspectives can solve seemingly impossible challenges." The research station embodied this philosophy. Projects emerged from the most unexpected collaborations. A materials science breakthrough came from a conversation between a human environmental engineer and a gaseous life form from the Andromeda peripheral systems. Their discussion about adaptive environmental solutions led to a new class of materials that could self-repair and adjust to extreme conditions. Medical research took on new dimensions. A treatment for a rare genetic disorder affecting multiple species was developed through a collaborative effort that combined genetic research, quantum computing, and traditional healing practices from various civilizations. The solution wasn't found in a single approach, but in the synthesis of diverse knowledge systems. Energy research demonstrated another level of collaborative potential. A project to develop sustainable energy solutions brought together researchers who approached the challenge from completely different technological and philosophical perspectives. A human engineer worked alongside a silicon-based intelligence, and a researcher from a civilization that perceived energy as a living system. The station's communication hub became a nexus of innovation. Open-source research platforms allowed for instant collaboration across vast distances. A theoretical concept proposed in one research module could be analyzed, modified, and expanded upon by researchers from completely different scientific backgrounds within hours. Dr. Rodriguez reflected on the journey that had brought humanity to this point. Just a few years ago, they were seen as a potential threat. Now, they were becoming a catalyst for galactic scientific collaboration. An unexpected breakthrough came from a joint synorchiology project. Researchers studying the technological remnants of ancient civilizations discovered that human approach to problem-solving allowed them to see connections that other civilizations had missed. Their unique perspective of looking at technological and cultural development as an adaptive, interconnected system revealed insights that had eluded researchers for centuries. The most profound collaborations often emerged from informal interactions. The station's communal spaces became laboratories of cross-cultural understanding. A shared meal might spark a conversation that led to a revolutionary scientific concept. Art workshops became spaces of technological innovation, with creative expression serving as a bridge between different ways of thinking. Education transformed alongside research. The station hosted a comprehensive learning center where researchers could share knowledge across species and technological boundaries. A young human researcher might learn advanced computational techniques from a crystalline intelligence, while simultaneously sharing insights about adaptive problem-solving. Environmental restoration projects showcase the power of collaborative approaches. A comprehensive effort to revitalize an ecosystem damaged by historical conflicts brought together experts in terraforming, ecological restoration, and sustainable development from multiple civilizations. The most surprising revelations came from unexpected areas of research. A project exploring consciousness and communication revealed that humanity's approach to understanding complex systems could provide insights that transcended traditional scientific boundaries. As the research station continued its work, it became clear that humanity had brought something unique to galactic scientific exploration. It wasn't about technological superiority, but about a fundamentally different approach to knowledge, one that saw diversity as strength, challenges as opportunities, and collaboration as the ultimate scientific method. Dr. Rodriguez looked out at the binary star system, understanding that they were witnessing something extraordinary. Humanity had not conquered the galaxy. They had invited the galaxy to explore together. The final report of the research station would later be remembered as a turning point in galactic scientific understanding. Its conclusion was simple yet profound. True innovation happens when we choose to understand rather than compete. The collaborative journey had only just begun. 5 years after first contact, the galaxy had undergone a transformation that no civilization could have predicted. The Galactic Confederation's Central Council chamber now bore witness to a fundamental shift in interstellar relations, with humanity playing a role that defied all previous diplomatic models. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the center of the circular chamber, representing not just Earth, but a new approach to collective galactic understanding. Around her, representatives from 23 different civilizations sat in a configuration that suggested collaborative dialogue rather than hierarchical power structures. The chamber itself was a testament to the changes. Holographic displays showed real-time collaborative projects, environmental restoration efforts, and joint scientific research that spanned multiple star systems. What had once been a place of rigid political negotiations had transformed into a hub of collective problem-solving. "We are not here to lead," Elena began, her voice carrying the weight of collective human experience, "but to participate. Our strength lies in our ability to listen, to understand, and to grow together." The most remarkable change was not technological, but philosophical. Humanity had introduced a new paradigm of interstellar relations, one that valued diversity, adaptive problem-solving, and collective potential over individual achievement or territorial expansion. Diplomatic missions now looked dramatically different, where previous galactic interactions were governed by strict protocols and power dynamics. Human-led initiatives focused on mutual understanding. A conflict resolution project in the outer rim of the galaxy demonstrated this approach. Instead of military intervention, a team of mediators from multiple civilizations worked to understand the root causes of a long-standing territorial dispute. Scientific collaboration had become the primary mode of interstellar interaction. Research stations now resembled global villages, with researchers from different species and technological backgrounds working side by side. A breakthrough in quantum communication had emerged from a project that intentionally brought together researchers with completely different perspectives. Environmental restoration had become a collective galactic effort. Humanity's approach to understanding ecological systems as interconnected, adaptive networks had revolutionized how civilizations approached planetary healing. Projects that once seemed impossible now showed remarkable progress, with multiple species collaborating to restore ecosystems damaged by centuries of conflict and industrial development. Educational initiatives transformed the way knowledge was shared across the galaxy. Open-source learning platforms allowed for instantaneous knowledge transfer, breaking down barriers between species and technological levels. A student in a remote colony could now access research and educational resources from across the galaxy. The economic model had also undergone a profound shift. Resource sharing and collaborative development replaced competitive economic systems. A young entrepreneur from one civilization could now collaborate with researchers and innovators from multiple star systems, creating solutions that transcended traditional economic boundaries. Conflict resolution took on an entirely new dimension. Human-developed methodologies that focused on understanding root causes and finding collaborative solutions began to replace traditional diplomatic approaches. Mediation teams now included experts in cultural understanding, psychological dynamics, and collaborative problem-solving. The most profound changes were often the most subtle. Cultural exchange programs allowed for deep mutual understanding. Art, music, philosophical discourse became bridges between civilizations that had previously seen each other as potential threats. An unexpected area of collaboration emerged in exploring the fundamental nature of consciousness and communication. Projects that combined scientific research, philosophical inquiry, and creative exploration began to reveal insights that no single civilization could have discovered alone. The Galactic Confederation's annual report told a story of transformation. Conflicts had decreased. Collaborative research had increased exponentially. Species that had been in long-standing tensions now worked together on complex, meaningful projects. Elena Rodriguez looked around the chamber, understanding the profound nature of the moment. Humanity had not conquered the galaxy. They had invited the galaxy to explore its potential together. Our greatest achievement, she concluded her address, is not what we have discovered, but how we have chosen to discover it. Together. The final resolution passed unanimously. A framework for continued collaborative exploration that emphasized mutual understanding, shared growth, and collective potential. As the council session concluded, the holographic displays showed a galaxy transformed. Not by conquest, not by technological superiority, but by a fundamental reimagining of what was possible when diverse perspectives chose to work together. The warning to the galaxy had been delivered. Humanity had arrived, not as conquerors, but as partners in a grand collective journey of discovery.